Hello, my name is Mark Isles. Welcome to the School for Prophecy's video blog. Today's subject is, does prophecy have to be strengthening, encouraging, and comforting? Does prophecy have to be strengthening, encouraging, and comforting? I'm trying to present here not my own opinions or some sort of rant, but a balanced, experienced, and biblical analysis for what I hope is a very relevant question and unpack some of the misunderstanding that goes around prophecy. Now, this question, does prophecy have to be strengthening, encouraging, and comforting, comes from 1 Corinthians 14, verse 3, where we have a very useful definition of prophecy. And it says that one who prophesies speaks to men for their strengthening, encouraging, and comfort. And in the older versions, it was referred to as EEC, encouragement, edification, and comfort. But we had to abandon that when that became the European Economic Community. More modern translations have strengthening in there rather than edification. So it's this definition, which is actually quite a key part of the School for Prophecy courses, that raises this question. There's a body of thought out there that strengthening, encouragement, and comfort is light level, it's day-to-day stuff, it's personal prophecy, and there is a much higher level when you move into directional prophecy and correctional prophecy. And at that level, obviously strengthening, comforting, and encouragement, they would argue, doesn't apply. And what this is trying to do, because I don't believe it's biblical, is trying to promote much more of an old covenant prophet style, which enables them to have greater authority and greater significance. Now, I do admit that if you are involved in prophecy, which includes direction or correction, you're moving into some very challenging areas of prophecy when you're talking into the son and daughter's lives of people, and greater maturity and experience and anointing would be required. But for the following 4 reasons, I do believe that all prophecy is required to be strengthening, encouraging, and comforting, while I don't want to repeat them too many times. And for reasons that I think, as I unpack it in these 4 points, you'll see there's a lot more meaning in there than just at a cursory first glance. So the first point I would make is the Bible is basically saying that everyone who prophesies is prophesying for these 3 criterion. Now, it doesn't use everyone in 1 Corinthians 14:3 in the more modern translations, whereas it used to in the old ones. But it's in a passage where it says, everyone who speaks in tongues, la, 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 but one who prophesies, strengthening, encouraging, and comfort. So to my mind, there is clear precedence that this refers to everyone, which means all prophecy needs to satisfy these criterion. And it's for that reason in the School of Prophecy that we talk about strengthening, encouragement, and comfort. Yes, you can repeat it off by heart now yourself, is the essential flavor of prophecy. It doesn't define the content. It doesn't define what you're saying, but it does define the flavor of what you're saying, the purpose of what you're saying, and how you start to say it. So the first point is, for me, the Bible's very clear. Everyone who prophesies falls under these criterion. Therefore, all prophecy needs to satisfy this criterion. The second point to look at is it's very easy to approach these 3 principles as just fluffy and nice. We just got prophecy where people are being fluffy and nice, but that's not what the words say. Each of these principles, strengthening, encouragement, and comfort, have a flip side. They have another side, not only encouraging you in what's good, but dealing with things that are not good. So strengthening, for instance, while it may involve encouraging you in what you're doing right, but strengthening also requires facing weaknesses in your life. Encouragement involves encouraging you to do more of the things that God's calling you to do, but encouragement could also be encouraging you not to sin, to actually face the dark side of your life. And comforting might be bringing you warmth and love in challenging situations, but comforting might also be calling you to face the addictions in your life. So while it might appear that strengthening, encouraging, and comfort are sort of lovey-dovey, fluffy stuff, and that is unkind in many ways because they can change people's lives, having strengthening, encouragement, and comfort is not something I should belittle. But those terms can also be easily applicable to dealing with the other side, the flip side of those things that aren't right in our life, by strengthening them, encouraging them to be challenged, and comforting us when we deal with things that might involve serious inner healing. The third point, I think, which helps us understand there's a lot more to this question than meets the eye, is that there is a major misunderstanding about what love is. And obviously in Ephesians 4:15, we have the principle, all-encompassing principle, which includes prophecy, that we are there to speak the truth in love. And actually speaking the truth in love in that passage in Ephesians is what's meant to protect us from being tossed to and fro by our enemies' schemes and wiles. And speaking the truth in love is a very challenging item. And I think the problem there is the church has adopted a definition of love as anything that is nice. So it's only the positive side of strengthening, encouraging, and comforting that the church tends to refer to as love. Actually, love is doing what's best for the other person when they may not like it, when they may not need to hear about it. And that's called tough love. Now and again, there are situations where the best thing for you is to hear what you need to do in your life, whether you want to hear about it or whether you want to do something about it. Tough love will do what's best for you, whether you like it or not. And a good example of this, because it is in the Bible, are the 7 prophecies to the churches in Revelation chapter 2 and chapter 3. And these are examples of extremely tough love, where very dangerous situations and corruption and control and manipulation are being challenged within the church. But you'll find that in each of those passages, there is always, if you do this, if you face the issues in your life, there is a significant reward for you. So I think one of the things that undermines people's understanding of the 3 principles in 1 Corinthians 14:3 is they don't have a full grasp of what love is. Love is doing what's best for the other person, not what's best for you, but for what's best for them. And that at times means having those critical conversations about difficult issues and areas which we need to address as the flip side of strengthening, comforting, and encouragement. And fourthly, I found real help and guidance in Ephesians 4:29, which again, as a global principle, which includes prophecy, talks about the tenets of those things that are important in all our conversations when we put the other person first. And it says that all conversation, which includes prophecy, should be helpful for the person. Okay, so it fits them, it's needed, it's relevant for their situation, and we're doing it for their benefit. So Ephesians 4:29 really pushes through the need for strengthening, comfort, and encouragement to be helpful, to be needed, and for that person's benefit, which is going to take you into some challenging areas at times, which are not just fluffy necessary. So the short answer to the question, does all prophecy have to be strengthening, encouraging, and comforting, is yes. That is the short answer. But it's a superficial answer and not satisfactory, really, because it needs proper unwrapping to understand the significance of that in all areas of prophecy. And a better understanding of love is needed too, to really understand and grasp the impact of what is strengthening, what is encouraging, and what is comforting in the areas of our life where we need to hear it, which is where God will be speaking to. So thank you for that. I hope you enjoyed this video blog, which is one of many on subjects which I think I try and arrange to cover challenging and controversial areas in there. If you're interested in them, please do subscribe to the school's YouTube channel so that you're notified them each time I upload one. Do feel free to email me. My email is available if you have a serious question, and I would stress if you have a serious question. And you will also find on the School for Prophecy website, this YouTube channel, video introductions to all of our 3 prophecy training courses. Thank you very much.